All right, welcome back to Making Picks. My name is Nathan. I'm joined with my co-hosts Will and Mark. What's going on, guys? How's your week going?
It's going good, dude. Well, I guess we're doing all right. Getting through it, Week
hmm
number 7, plugging away. What is next week? Halloween, which is a big favorite holiday of yours, right?
Oh, very much.
One
Also,
year
the
anniversary. I know that you had a
1 year
party
anniversary,
last week, but the official 1 year anniversary. Is it is it Halloween? Is it actual Halloween
the
day, or is it kind of?
31st.
It is.
Yeah, yeah. That's we've kind of always had that holiday as our anniversary when we were dating, and so I, proposed on the 31st 2 years ago, and then last year we just decided to make sure that that remained the same, and we got married on that day. It was the only nice day in a 2 week period. So we had rain leading up to it, a nice, cold-ish but beautiful day, and then the next day was a snowstorm as we were leaving.
Nice.
So
And we know that Will is doing some traveling as we speak. So unfortunately,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
fortunately,
yeah.
depending
Headed,
on how you're
headed.
looking at it, we don't get to see his pretty mug, but he's there. What's going on, Will? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? Just gotta do some traveling, man. But couldn't miss out on the show, so definitely gonna make myself available. But that's good. Nate, congrats on that. The late anniversary. So that's some good stuff, man. Coming up. Right before the show, I got a little notification saying that we got some key guys on my Giants out this week, so that's gonna alter the way that I look at some of these games coming up this weekend. So I'm not too happy about that, but all in all, man, it's looking forward to a good weekend. Looking forward to a good weekend.
nice. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, so a little bit of an update. Placed my first legal sports bets,
Nice.
being in Connecticut.
Hope you
Played
lost.
last night.
Did you lose?
I lost. I
Perfect.
lost.
Awesome.
$12
Just made my day.
of fake money because FanDuel gave me $50 of free cash.
So you
So
pulled off
I
the scam. Like, didn't you get in trouble for that? Because you already had like a FanDuel account. Did you have to set up like a new account to get the promo?
no.
Did we scam you?
So
Whoa!
This is breaking news here. He just ratted himself out.
no.
You know what I'm talking
Because
about? You know where I'm going with this, right?
oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I tried to do that before with DFS and got caught and it didn't work out. But because this is a whole new thing, FanDuel is doing a promotion for technically it's for existing FanDuel users. They get the $50 promotion where new
Got
users
you.
get $1,000 up to $1,000 free bet.
So
Like
if you tried opening up a new account under a different profile than the one that you currently have, and they caught you, you could potentially be banned for life from FanDuel.
yeah, potentially. And almost was a couple years ago because I made a FanDuel account like when they first started,
Forgot
and
your
then it was
password, trying to find
forgot all of
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
Tried to set up a new one with
And you got
my
busted.
buddy Johnny's promo code. Got got the money in, got all that stuff, was going, making bets, and about halfway through the weekend, they're like, "Oh wait, we flagged your account, and we're currently investigating whether or not you have another account already." So yeah, so they essentially just refunded everything to me, sent all of the money back that I had deposited into the account, and said, "You are free to use your first account. Don't do this again, or you could be banned for life." So yeah,
Suspended.
that was yeah. That's a real thing. That is a real thing. But no, this time I did not do anything fishy or anything at all. Really, I just waited and was able to finally make it into the platform on Wednesday. A couple days actually after the going full open because they had the soft launch last week, and I got into Sugar House bets, which is the Bet River account, and I just didn't put any money in. I was able to make it into the early stuff, but I didn't put any money in because I had just won on FanDuel, so I wanted to use that cash. But yeah, no, last night I bet on
So look at you now.
John.
Now you have, what are you, a degenerate? You have multiple gaming accounts. We got Sugar
I
House.
got all three.
We got
Listen,
DK.
Mark, that's a smart
fucking
man right there.
degenerate. This is how it starts. This
You
is how
gotta
this
have.
is what we get by bringing Will into our little circle here. He freaking corrupts
Listen,
everybody.
you gotta shop. You gotta shop for the best lines, man. The hook could get you. You know,
That's right.
either way,
That's
the
right.
hook could get
You
you. You know how it is, Mark.
Yeah.
So you
He's got
gotta
Nate
have
shopping for
multiple
his best lines.
windows,
Got another place to bet
multiple
in his
apps.
life besides from fantasy sports. Now he's shopping for lines.
Yes,
It's a
yes,
smart
I
man
am.
in my book.
Losers.
It's a
I
smart
have
man in my
all
book.
three. I have all three. DK, FanDuel, they're all set up, ready to go. And so here's the thing now. I like FanDuel. I like their UI and all the systems and everything. And I have money in that account from previous winnings. So and with the bonus, it got me up over $100. DK now has IDP bets, so you can bet on defensive players. So I had to have DK, and then Sugar House.
We got to have both.
Yeah, Sugar House just happened to be the
Fucking
first
loser.
one to open up for me. So that's why I have all three. And eventually I'll probably have money in all three. And yeah, it'll be a game. So
Nice.
no, it was fun.
The code. Use the link, Nate. Use the link.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, I had what's it? So Will had a bunch of bets that he kind of put out there with IDP guys for Thursday Night Football. We do a show there that he puts up like a 2-minute or a 1-minute video, and so I took his advice. The problem was I did all of them as a parlay, so they all had to come true for it to happen, and I was 20 yards short of Tim Patrick breaking, what was it, 48 yards, I think, Will, for the over.
45 and a half.
Yeah, 45 and a half. And so my $10, had that happen, would have turned into 150. And you know that I would have cashed that out, threw it into DK, and started the week off, betting on Aaron Donald and the amount of times he lays Jared Goff, pancaked on the ground. So, which I think the over on that is 5, and I will take that.
Interesting
Oh,
stuff.
wow. That's a lofty number, but I like it. There's so much disdain
man.
for the Detroit Lions shirt. My man Nate just has so much disdain for that team, and he still wears the shirt and the jerseys and the hat. It's just unbelievable. But my man is consistent, so you gotta like it.
No, you don't have to like it. It's very confusing. Extremely confusing. He's a Lions fan, but takes a lot of pride with the Lions sucking. I mean, usually it would be the other way around.
They are doing.
I'm ready to commit suicide here, and Nate's got zero cares in the world.
See, this is the difference between me and you, because you think that the Giants are going to be good. You have this idea that they should be out there and playing well.
Nate,
I don't think that they should be good. In my own sick, twisted world, I think that if I can generate enough will and karma, I could get them over the hump, and it's not fucking working is the problem that I think have.
Gotcha. Okay, so you think that you have control over the results of the game. Gotcha. Yes. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
It's worked before in the past.
So, and I think that I have control over the games as well, because I think that the team is terrible, and so I'm rooting for them to lose every game. And hey, they're, what are they, 0-6 right now? So obviously I have some control. Maybe I should start putting some of that towards the Giants.
That, maybe they would be doing a little bit better.
Yeah, but why? Why would I want that? So we get another year Jared Goff. I mean, we're getting another year Jared Goff. That is probably happening unless they bench him for David Blau, which is a possibility. But eventually, I want this team to get better, and the only way they're going to do that is in the draft and getting out from under Jared Goff. So they're doing exactly what I want them to do.
Well, after that press conference that the coach had last week, I think that Jared Goff, his days in Detroit are numbered. I think he's up out of there as soon as the season ends.
He just got there.
I don't know. I think they're kind of forced based off of his contract to keep him for the 2 years, because getting rid of him would still put 15 million on the books, I think. So I don't see that happening. But what I do see is, like a Trey Lance situation where sitting behind Goff next year, waiting in the wins for him to suck so bad that, they come in halfway through the season and, just take off with the team. So that I do see. And the only way that happens is if the Lions do so terrible. But I also don't know about this year's draft class for quarterbacks, but I mean, I think that's a whole different show, and I need to stop talking about the Lions so much because I can see Mark's vein popping out of his head just thinking about the Giants and just trying to, like, what is that, Brainiac or whatever, just will them to succeed.
If they would just do what I tell them to do, everything would kind of going to be fine.
Yeah.
But when you don't tackle people, when I tell you to tackle people, bad things are going to happen. They're just going to listen to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, speaking of listening to you, tell the audience, what is this show about? Because it's not about us ranting about our shitty teams. It really is a great game that they could play for free and have a chance to win some real money. So, Mark, go into it and tell the listeners what we're all about.
All right, so for this week here, you got my screen kind of up here. Go ahead and kind of pop it up here. We're going to be playing a different form of fantasy sports. It's on StatementGames.com. Of course, it's sponsored by Sports Hosts as well, but completely free. We'll go through the whole process just in a couple nanoseconds, but understand like this premise. So we're going to be making a bunch of picks. The whole game is you got to make 10 of them. If you go 10 for 10 with your picks, there's some cool stuff that you can actually win in the form of Statement Games coins, which can be exchanged for various different prizes and rewards from within our reward store. However, anybody who can go 10 for 10 with their picks, we're going to be talking about the Indianapolis Colts and San Francisco 49ers, week number 7, Sunday Night Football. Anyone who can go 10 for 10 with their picks, we're going to come to the table with a brand new it's not brand new, but it will be new to you guys if you don't actually have it. But a 2016 Donruss Optic Carson Wentz PSA 10. Right now, it looks like they're kind of like going for anywhere between, I'd say, $50 and $70. So just a little additional things that you can actually win and a little additional incentives to get yourself a little bit more accustomed with Statement Games. In addition to that, here I do know that if you go 10 for 10 with your picks, my partners over at Sports Host are also going to be coming to the table with some cool apparel as well in the form of I believe it's a long sleeve, large or extra large t-shirt. If you're a small or a medium or anything like that, I'm pretty sure they can accommodate you as well. However, there's a couple of different rules that you do need to follow. You do need to be a subscriber to this YouTube channel. You do need to drop a comment in the comment box. In the comment box, we want your comment to follow a very specific format. Drop your username, your Statement Games username, as well as your top 10 pick. Now, like I said here, this is a free-to-play game. You can play it as many times as you want. However, if you're playing more than once here, we're just looking for your first entry. So just, take that into account here and just have a little bit of fun with a different form of fantasy sports.
Nice. Very good. So, how have we been doing? Specifically, how have you been doing making these picks there, Mark?
Well, I think we're all kind of like, on the same page. I have gone 0 for 3, my worst week of the season. But I mean, you guys are not looking too good either. 1 for 2 and 1 for 2. No, actually, Will is 0 for 3. And Nate is 1 for 2.
Whoa. 0 for 3.
You're 0 for 3, yeah. Would you like me to explain?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, you see, I mean, it's a very simple system. But if I go ahead and take a look at this stuff over here, you can see that somebody forgot to save our picks. There's SG Live, 0 points. So we got 0 points on the back end. And according to the Statement Games rules, you can actually see that if you don't make picks, you don't get any kind of points here. However, if someone had followed the rules and did what they were supposed to do, Will would have gone 2 for 1, and you would have gone 2 for 1 as well.
I realized that after the weekend.
So what do you have to say for yourself? I've gone ahead and updated like the scores, kind of like, for real. So I'm 0 for 3, 17 for 13 on the year. I'm going to chalk this up as a technology because I can actually feel Will like steaming while he's like on mute, ready to reach through and strangle kind of like Nate. But finally, he's got a winning week, goes 2 for 1, so he's 13 for 17 for the year. Nate, what did you do?
I got one loss. I think you didn't update.
2 wins, 1 loss, 15 wins, 13 losses. So the cream is still at the top, although we've had like a little bit of a setback. Will trending in the right direction, and Nate consistently for 2 weeks in a row trending in the right direction.
Yeah, that's on me. I realized it after the weekend that did not set that last.
And that little turkey Frank, who was a guest on our show last week as well, as you can kind of tell from the previous screenshot, for whatever reason he doesn't know how to follow instructions and save his picks as well. So I'm not even going to review what he actually did last week because I don't even care. Either you're going to be a team player or you're not. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, so I'll make sure.
According to StatementGames rules, if you don't save your picks, or in the event of the tie, the system will automatically default them as being incorrect.
Yeah. Well, with that,
glass house, pal, glass house. You want to throw stones? No problem.
With that, let's get into this week, and I will make sure to save afterwards.
It's such a difficult task. You see that big button in the upper right-hand corner that says save? Yeah, you might want to click that.
Yeah.
Just little small tidbit of advice.
It is. It's a good one. So we are in contest 1 of the Sunday night.
Am I sharing my screen or are you sharing your screen?
I'm sharing my screen.
All right. Okay. Sorry about that. I thought it was screwing up the whole show here.
So we're doing Colts versus 49ers, and we are in contest 1. And so with that, we're going back because we don't have a ringer this week. Going back to the original plan of we each take 3, and we start with Mark.
We can do that, but I just want to give Will like an opportunity. I know he likes teeing up a lot of these games like that. Will, you got any breakdown for the week, or do you want me to just jump in and start flying away with some picks?
The Colts are good. Actually, it's funny that Mark brought up the Carson Wentz card because the last 2 games he's finished at over 120 QBR. So he's looking good. He's looking good. I think, and I was like kind of right coming out of Philadelphia was going to help him. So I'm taking a lot of shares of Carson Wentz and Jonathan Taylor this weekend.
Awesome.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of like an interesting game here. I mean, it's really kind of tough to figure out here. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we see the Colts get pretty much, I guess, embarrassed with the comeback loss of the Ravens, and then they look like, and although it was only against Houston, they look like gangbusters kind of like last week. So a little bit of a tough team to kind of figure out for me this week here. I'm going back to making kind of angry picks. So I'm actually remembering the last time that we did the Sunday night game between the 49ers and Green Bay, and I was all over the 49ers and down against kind of Green Bay. And of course, San Francisco makes me look like a moron. So pretty pissed off at them. So that's one of those things that I'm looking at. I actually thought another pretty interesting storyline was the whole, I guess, DeForest Buckner, kind of not necessarily getting the money that he actually needs in San Francisco, gets traded to Indianapolis, and now he's kind of coming back to San Francisco, primetime game. Interesting. But then again, San Francisco really needs this game. I mean, if they have any shot of kind of making the playoffs and competing with this division, especially like the Rams and Arizona here, I mean, they can't be dropping another one primetime at home on Sunday night.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
What do you think?
I think this is a weird one to me. I don't know what to make of San Francisco yet because of they've had some changes as far as, Jimmy G going out, Trey Lance coming in. Now Jimmy G is supposed to be back for this game. Their running game has always been kind of a mixed bag of like whoever is healthy and available. and sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not. And then the Colts seem to be clicking. They seem to be figuring it out. So, and they both have decent defenses. So it's like, I don't know, is this going to be a defensive game and the offenses are going to struggle with maybe the Colts being able to come out on top? Is Jimmy G going to come back and he's usually good for a couple drives where he looks really good and scores a touchdown and before he just kind of falls apart. What is this game going to kind of play out and look like? So I keep going back and forth on it. It really is. So I think I'm going to play off of what you guys think for game script and let you guys make that decision, and then I'll go all in.
I just don't know. I mean, what defense is showing up? The one that gave up 400 passing yards to Lamar Jackson, or the one that basically kind of shuts out? Like, I guess it's Houston. We'll see. We'll go.
Yeah,
that's kind of like what I'm thinking so far. But I got a couple different ideas, and I'll round out my picks based on what you guys follow my lead with.
Yeah. So kick it off there, Mark.
Well, we're just kind of like talking about before about how you're now kind of like such a gaming savant here, where you're shopping for lines here. I've seen this line go from anywhere between 3.5 and 4 at the high point here. The statement game system is giving me 4.5. So I'll take the points. First pick here. Give me San Francisco will not win by 4.5 points. Not because I'm enthralled with the pick, but I think I'm getting some value here. Although it's only half of a point, value is value, and I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. What do you got for us, Will?
So again, I'm staying on the theme with Carson Wentz. I think that the addition of T.Y. Hilton coming back from injury, that did make a big difference in that offense. So I like Carson Wentz over his passing yards at 224.5.
Yeah. Let me make sure I get the right one here. There we go. Cool. Okay. So based off of what Will's going and where you're going, Mark, we're looking at possibly a close game, but with Wentz putting up some offense. So I like that. I can definitely get on board with that. I think that if Wentz is able to open up on the passing game, I really like the run game here. And man, 79.5 rushing yards. I think that's pretty low for what Jonathan Taylor could do. He always could bust out with a good run, and they're probably going to be doing a lot of play action. So yeah, I'm gonna take Jonathan Taylor over 79.5 rushing yards. And then I got to get a defensive, pick in here. And I like both of these defenses a lot. Whether we can get 2.5 sacks out of either side, I think could be difficult. But I think turnover wise, especially if Carson Wentz is going to be airing this out at all, I'm going to go over 1.5 turnovers for the San Francisco 49ers defense. I do like those guys in that crew. And Wentz, he can push it a little bit, and sometimes that'll bite him. So that 1.5 I think is a good line. Will, what do you got for us?
All right, I'm gonna stay on theme with the offense here. If you could just go up to the receivers for the Indianapolis Colts. I like Pittman and Zach Pascal over 9.5 combined receptions.
Nice. There we go. Yeah, that could be pretty good. All right, Mark, you're up for 2.
Kind of highlighted before. I love hateful revenge picks. I think he's going to be extremely motivated playing on Sunday night. So, of course, I'm referring to DeForest Buckner. So I'll take a flyer on the Colts over 2.5 sacks. I'm not even sure if Garoppolo will play like the whole game.
Yeah.
You might get a backup in there. I do see the Colts potentially putting up some points. So maybe there's, just more of an opportunity or more of the passing game taking place in the 49ers game here. I'm not necessarily sold on the running back. He's, playing well, but he's not Mr. Mustard, who's like I like to call him. So we'll kind of go that as my first pick over here. Nice. And just because I'm in a very hateful and spiteful mood, and I'm extremely jealous of what Jonathan Taylor has actually been doing, It looks like he's actually shaping up to be the running back that Saquon Barkley was supposed to go ahead and be. So I know that you took the one. I'll go ahead and take the reverse on the under. Give me Jonathan Taylor under 1.5 TDs. Just out of spite. No rhyme or reason.
Gotcha. Hey, no, it definitely could happen. I like both of those picks. I think they're going to be pushing Taylor to rush, but I don't know if he'll necessarily be the one going into the end zone. And I was looking at that 2.5 sacks because I do like Buckner and what he can do pushing that line. So, Will, what do you got for us?
We're going to stay on the same track here. We're going to go ahead with the San Francisco running backs over 0.5 touchdowns. I mean, it's just incredible to believe that they don't think that any running back is going to get a touchdown in this game. We saw what Lamar was able to do. I think that, with the plethora of running backs that they got out there in San Fran, one of them could at least get into the end zone.
Yeah, no, I really like that pick so much so that it was gonna be my next one. So you definitely you stole that one from me. So congratulations. But okay, so now I gotta quickly figure out where I'm going to. Okay, so here's where I kind of looked at this earlier. Yeah, both of these defenses are pretty good, but the offenses. On both, you can make an argument that they could be electric, and this is not Denver versus a beat down Browns. These are two, decent teams, at least in the Colts and what the 49ers could be when they're firing on all cylinders. So I think 44.5 is a low point total. So I think that I'm going to take the over. 44.5 because this game could quickly turn into a back and forth. It could be a good game. And Jimmy G, Carson Wentz, they could both throw pick sixes, and be right back on the field to throw and get more points. So that's kind of where I'm at. So awesome. We've got our picks in. We're going to leave the last one for competitive advantage, and I will not forget to hit save this time because that is important to do. So just for everyone that is watching, know that we are playing in contest 1 of the Sunday night Indianapolis Colts versus San Francisco 49ers game on StatementGames.com. And Mark came to the table with some additional opportunities to win if you follow his directions, commenting on this video, subscribing to the channel, all of those things. And what go into it a little bit more, Mark. What do they have to do? Do they have to beat us or do they have to go 10 for 10?
We can do something in addition to the 10 for 10. 10 for 10 is for the Carson Wentz PSA number 10 Gen Mint rookie card. But I got a couple of different T-shirts, so if anybody can follow the instructions that we just kind of laid out, but then just beats the username SG Live, I got some large or extra large T-shirts that I can kind of ship out as well.
Awesome. Well, there it is. And we will be hitting submit, so it won't be as simple as just playing to win. So with that, make sure you are following on all social media at Statement Games. Subscribe to the YouTube channel Statement Games Inc. as well as play the game. StatementGames.com or on Apple and Android in the App Store. Statement Games. With that, we've got another week in the books, and next week we hope to see Will's awesome video and face on the show. But how are you guys feeling after making these picks?
I think we have a pretty good card. I think we'll not sure if we'll win, but I'll definitely predict the top 3.
Nice. There we
go. Definitely. Yeah, I feel the same way. Let's get that sweep, fellas.
Yeah,
absolutely. And we're all trending in the right direction except for Mark from our picks. So until next week, fellas. Talk to you later.
Guys, take care.